Good afternoon, everybody. Rose Thorne here. Today I am doing a react to Foodie Beauty's latest community post where she says she's not going to do a video apology for the rage that she did in Cuba, where she said very, very, very offensive, ugly things. So this is not a react to one of her live streams. This is strictly about her community post. Foodie has been MIA for the past couple of days, and we can pretty much all guess what she's doing right now. Whenever she disappears, that's a clear indicator that she's spending time with Natter. So let me just go ahead and share the screen. And there it is. Before we get deep into that, let me share some screenshots of some of the things that people are saying of Foodie on her community post, and also the replies that she did to those people. So there's my monitor, and I would like to give credit to Shenanigans on Twitter for posting these to her Twitter. That's where I found them. So thank you very much, Shenanigans. Shenanigans always goes through Foodie's live streams, and she clips out a lot of the good stuff and puts them on her Twitter. So here is screenshot number one. So Buck says, too little, too late. You should have apologized the next morning. Foodie's reply is, never too late. Well, you know what, Foodie? If you rage like that, and then you wait days and days and days and days, apologizing and just waiting too long for the apology, it just seems like you're not really sorry for what you said. Next screenshot. Brittany Nova says, LOL, I refuse to watch myself be a hateful, racist bigot. I refuse to take genuine responsibility for anything I do in my life. The alcohol made me do it. The end. Foodie replies with, no, I refuse to let a stupid drunk moment when I was super emotional define me and drag on and on and on. So a lot of people on Foodie's channel, her own viewers, they have requested that she play the Cuba rant for all of them again. They keep asking her to play the rant and react to it. I mean, Foodie was all about that life of trying to roast Monty, but the thing that the people want to see most of is her to play the Cuba rant, watch herself, listen to herself, and give her thoughts, and she absolutely refuses to. And I think the reason why she won't watch it is because she's fully aware of how offensive she was acting, and she just doesn't want to face it. She has said in the past that she doesn't remember a lot of the things she said, but isn't it funny that as soon as she did those rants, drunk or not, she was at least coherent enough to know that what she was saying was out of line, because she immediately deleted those videos. They weren't up for very long. The reaction channels have them, but Foodie immediately deleted them because she didn't want to get in trouble with YouTube. So there's that screenshot. Next one. LJ says, wild, you can go on camera spouting racist crap, but not say I'm sorry. Foodie says, racist? Want help reaching? There's no reaching, Foodie. And you know what? This person, Natter, that you are so attached to, the one that you're so in love with, the things that he has said recently, and you're over there editing that part out of that live stream to protect him, it's not exactly a good look for you. It really isn't. Protecting someone who makes racist comments, calling a reactor and referring to him as a monkey when he is Jamaican. Protecting someone, going so far as to edit out that part of his live stream so that he won't get in trouble and his channel possibly won't get taken. You know, that says some things about you. Halloween Badusi says, why not film the apology? Why not watch the archived clips of the disgusting things you said and apologize to each individual that you went after? Too much work? Cutting into your time with Koki? She replies, because I don't want to, and none of your freaking business what I do in my free time. So how apologetic does she sound here, really? You know, she's getting all kinds of defensive. You know, she said, "Oh, I was drunk and I said some offensive things," but here she is getting defensive when somebody just essentially is just telling the truth. So that's it for the screenshots. Let's go on to the actual post itself that she did today. This was posted 3 hours ago, and there are already 408 comments. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cover this community post because I don't know if Foodie is going to get a bone up her nose and decide to get rid of it because she is getting roasted. But just to make sure I catch some of it, I'm going to react to this now. So Foodie Beauty says, I decided not to do a video apology for the Cuba rage. I will, however, sincerely apologize right here for getting blackout drunk and saying some of the most horrible things I have ever did in my life. I did not mean most of it. I cannot even remember most of what was said. I will not let this moment define me as an entire person, though. I will try to be better. I've also decided not to rewatch it as I don't need to be brought into such a horrible headspace again. So essentially, she doesn't want to face the music that she made. And she says, I was so drunk that I don't remember. Well, Foodie, again, apparently, even at the time that you were intoxicated, you knew what you were saying because you immediately got rid of those videos. So, you know, drunk or not, you had some kind of sobriety going on that you knew what you were saying was wrong and you knew you can get in trouble for it. And that's why you got rid of it. But let's go on to the comments for this community post because the people have a lot to say about it. Emily says, the apology doesn't mean anything until you accept responsibility. You aren't stating clearly the things you said and did wrong. You aren't using empathy to show you understand who you hurt and why. What you did hurt them. You aren't explaining how you'll correct your mistakes so you don't make them in the future. You're not sorry that you hurt people. You're sorry that it's impacting your bottom line. Emily, well said, ma'am. Well said. Very much to the point. That comment got 306 thumbs up, and I can see why that was such a great comment, such a great comment. And I agree with you, Emily. Just saying I'm sorry and making kind of a blanket apology, it's not sincere. It's much more sincere and comes from the heart when you say, I'm sorry for doing this, or I'm sorry for doing that. Just saying I'm sorry, that's pretty much like a Hallmark card, you know, like a general statement that can cover anything, anywhere. If you're sorry about something, you have to say what you're sorry for. And by doing that, you are acknowledging the specific wrong that you did and feeling remorse and regret about it. And Foodie will never do that. She's just going to give a blanket apology and leave it alone. Ronnie Jr. says, you and Natter are a match made in, well, not heaven, but somewhere. You know, one thing that drives me nuts is that I see so many people in Foodie's chat that say, you deserve better. I argue with that. I don't think Foodie deserves better. I really don't. She had two decent men in her life. She had Pete's and she had BB. Pete's had a job. Pete's was good to her. He wasn't a bad guy. BB was certainly a good man, hardworking, good to her. And she walked all over both of those men. She cheated on them. So I don't think Chantal deserves a good man. I think if a good man came in front of Chantal, A, she wouldn't know what to do with him. B, she would probably wreck and ruin his life. I think as far as Natter, she got exactly what she deserves. She's a rotten, nasty person, and so it's only fitting that she have a rotten, nasty partner. They are a perfect match, absolutely. You know, maybe he's her walking karma for all the things she's done to other people. Maybe she's his walking karma for all the things he's done to people. I think they're a great couple that way. They make each other miserable. Let them make each other miserable. Chantal, you want to go move in with Natter? Go right ahead, sis. Do it. It's time anyway. You're sneaking around to see him. Go ahead. Get a place with the guy. Move in and have some adventures. It's time to stop lying to the public. Okay, so I already covered this comment by Brittany with the screenshot. Nikki Can says, if you don't want it to define you, then you need to make a sincere apology, addressing the hate speech and directing that apology to the various communities you spit on that night. Community tab cop out isn't going to cut it. Hate is defining you, Chantal. Yeah, she's such a coward. I mean, she did her videos, which were public. They were put out there in the public eye, but she's being a coward by doing this community post. If your rants were public, shouldn't your apology also be public? Shouldn't you make an edited video and apologize to people if you don't want to do a live stream? I think that would be appropriate. But it's been a while since the Cuba rant, and now she's addressing it. And I think the reason why she's addressing it is because people are still giving her crap over it. And if you want my honest opinion, I think the only reason why she's addressing it is because, as of late, Natter on his channel, he's not getting any super chats. And Chantal on her channel, she's not getting much in the way of super chats. I've been watching her live chats. I've not seen the big super chats pop up. The most that people will do is send the cheap super stickers. And by the way, all of you over there, good for you. Good for you doing that. I approve of that. I approve because it's been almost 2 years. She's been phoning it in as far as the content. She's not doing the work. She's not even trying to make things interesting and intriguing and positive for you people. Why give her the big money? Save that for when she works for it. She's doing okay with her channel. She's getting the views, getting the memberships and all that. She's fine. She's not close to being homeless, but don't give her the extra reward if she's not doing the extra work. So all of you people that are holding on to your super chat money, good for you. I completely approve of that move. You know, let your voices be heard. Chantal pays attention to money, and she pays attention to the fact that people are not giving her money anymore. So here she is throwing you guys a bone. Oh, I'm acknowledging it, but yet not apologizing for it. Knox says, if you don't watch the stream and you don't remember what you said, what are you apologizing for? Exactly. What did I say? She knew what she was saying. She knew. She knew it was bad. She knew. She just didn't want to acknowledge it. She didn't want to acknowledge it. She doesn't want anybody to see how ugly she was acting. For the record, the person that we saw in Cuba raging, that was the real one. That was the real Chantal, her being nasty and mean to people. And even that part when she was in her room saying to people in a very smug way, you know, I'm going to sit here and manipulate the F out of all of you. And then tomorrow I'll be sweet and you'll eat it up. She actually said that. That was the real Chantal we were seeing, the real one. So Melanie's Scarlet Russie says, girl, those were your true colors. Some of us have watched you for years. We know better than that. ETA, I'm assuming Natter still hasn't proclaimed his undying love for you, huh? And he never will. And Chantal doesn't care. As long as she's got the money, he'll still hang out with her because he wants a share of it. So she's kind of getting what she wants. She's got a companion. She's paying for him. She'll never completely get him. But as long as she's got something, she's happy. She's happy. So I say, go ahead, Chantal. Go be with Natter. Let's see. Summerflower says, writing a quick blip in between your time you're spending with you-know-who. Yes, we all know you're with him. Is not a sincere apology in any sense of the word. You even managed to make apologizing about you and how it might affect you by watching the video of everything you said. It's supposed to be about the people you're apologizing to. Saying nothing would have been less insulting. Anyway, keep doing you and say hi to him for us. Hope you're having a nice time. Yeah, Chantal, we know where you are. And we know what you're doing. And we also know by the way you've been behaving, you've been in contact with him. You're way too cheerful. When that happens, that means you're spending time with him. You're talking to him. The only time we know that you two are having a fight is when you bring it back on camera and you Tell us about it. We know what's up. We're not stupid over here. Dana says, I refuse to be in any meaningful way acknowledge and take accountability for the abhorrent stuff I spewed, nor should I have to because I lack depth, respect for myself or others, a modicum of decency, or any amount of emotional maturity. Please tune in as I continue to be a fantastic jerk. There you go. So Dana just rewrote the whole thing to be more truthful. Well done, Dana. Yeah, that was more the truth of what you said. May B says, the mask has already come off and you proudly admitted you manipulated your stupid audience, your words, and will continue to do so. No reason to apologize. And anyone who pays now, I truly hope they get what they deserve. Yep. You know what, VIBs, you want to pay your $5 over there. You can't complain about lack of content. You can't complain about the way she behaves because you're supporting that. You're supporting that. And because of the money that Chantal gets from all of you, she feels free to go on the way that she is. If you don't like the content, if you want things to be more positive, if she's getting boring, just remember, it's your money that she's getting, that she's using to buy the drugs, to give to Natter, to do the binges on the food. You are funding that. And you're keeping that going. Chantal's a glutton. She's all about being gluttonous for food, for money, for everything. And you all are giving funding towards that. So if you want some change, I guess it has to start with all of you. Because she depends on you, maybe she might listen to you. Monica Matthews says, you don't need to apologize. Those that have watched you for a while and seen the documentary about you know who and what you are. We saw the real you for several hours in Cuba. The bigotry, the jealousy, the entitlement, the proclamation of violence, the pride in smelling a fish, all of it is you. Every time you, Pete, and Natter rage, we see who you are and why you associate with each other. The problem is your fans. They're the ones that throw money at you to use the C word, the R word, and brag about your poor hygiene and excellent manipulation skills. It's the Beezers. Then again, they look and behave like you as well, so there's that. You know, I don't know every single Beezer personally, but I do question people that would support someone like Chantal. I mean, let's just put aside the gross, disgusting behavior and hygiene for a minute. Let's just pretend that doesn't exist just for a moment. Let's just look at the way she treats the VIBs, coming on camera and trauma dumping all over them frequently. And they know every single problem this woman has. And if she's not doing that, then she's coming on camera and calling them names and trying to intimidate and bully her own VIBs, the people that give her money. She calls them names. She calls them idiots. And if you have a difference of opinion, she will try to drag you for filth. You know, there's no sense of loyalty or love that she has for her VIBs. There's no sense of being grateful for the fact that she's on YouTube and she's making all this money. And she's in a position that a lot of other people would love to be in because 10, 20 grand a month, I'm sure the rest of us could do a lot of positive things with that money. And Chantal is using it to essentially destroy herself. So I feel the VIBs and Chantal, they're involved in an abusive relationship. She dishes out the abuse. They continue to take it and they stick around for more. And all that does is make her more bold to treat them more badly as time goes on. Let's see. Lilu Witchy Poo says, maybe to understand how bad you acted, you do need to revisit that dark place. No one likes to apologize, excuse me, or see themselves act like a jerk, but sometimes you have to feel just uncomfortable in order to take responsibility. We shouldn't be surprised you won't do it, as you rarely do anything to take responsibility. But maybe for once this might have been an eye-opener for you, because it was for most of your watchers. Yes, it was very eye-opening for a lot of people. A lot of people. And if one of the side effects of people seeing that was them just seeing the real one and deciding, you know what, I'm done sending her super chats. I am done giving extra funding to this mess. At least that's a start. At least some people are getting a bit woke up over there. So again, good for you, VIBs, if you guys are getting smart. Slime Puppy says, words are pretty empty when it's not you actually speaking yourself on camera and don't follow through with actions. That being said, I don't know why anyone would want an apology from someone who has proven time and time again to be a racist bigot and someone who lies constantly. If your viewers don't like what you said, they should move the F on because what you said that night is the person you really are. Assuming, of course, that most, if not all, of your beezers aren't just giving you money because they enjoy watching you use your money to ruin your own life. I get it, though. Filming the apology would take away too much of your natty daddy time. Yeah, she's with Natter right now. And even though her channel is the one that's making the most money, and that's where she's getting money to give to Natter, and that should be a priority because that's funding them both. Let's just put off the channel and the people on it to go spend time around him. He's got the priority. You know, even though Natty Daddy isn't paying her bills and the beezers are and the viewers are, you know, let's put him over the top of all of that. Let's see. Sarah Marie says, even my child knows you can't apologize if you don't mean it, Chantal. All those disgusting words were the most honest you've been with your audience in years. Yes to that, Sarah Marie. Absolutely. Yes to all of that, ma'am. That was the most honest she's been in a long time. And here's the sad thing. We got that honesty how? By Chantal getting drunk. We could never get that honesty out of her with her being sober. She has to be intoxicated. That alcohol let the mask come completely off and it let her tongue loose. And the real Chantal was in full view of everybody for hours. Let's see. Looking for another comment. Larzapan says the excuses flow like rushing rapids around this bit. Edit, in my honest opinion, I don't think she was more than tipsy. Dirty deleted because of the heat, then watched it back after promising an apology and couldn't be bothered because she meant it, every single word. You know, I don't know how much Chantal was drinking that night. She could have been being fake drunk for most of it, like she was putting on an act that she was more drunk than she was. But I do know this, whatever level of drunk she was, there had to have been a level of sobriety there and being aware of what she was saying because she did dirty delete. Those rages did not stay up on her channel. She immediately got rid of them. So if you're like blasted, blotto, drunk, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're saying, you're not going to be paying attention. Foodie immediately got rid of those rages. And I feel it's because she was at least a little bit sober or at least self-aware to know that that stuff was going to get her in serious trouble. Candy Cane says, I'll say the most vile crap and I'll put on a sweet face on and manipulate all of you into loving me again. I mean everything I'm saying right now. I won't delete this live. Yeah, she made those comments. Oh, here we go. Samantha says, the narcissist's prayer. That didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, that's not a big deal. And if it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it. Well spoken, Samantha. That is Chantal's nightly prayer. That is her nightly prayer. Well done, madam. Well done. Bacon Waffle Oh My says, Chantal, recently you've wondered why so many people hate you. And the answer is quite simple. Nothing is ever your fault. At this point, I actually believe that you are constantly exhausted as the amount of mental gymnastics required to force yourself to believe that there's always somebody else to blame. Haters, society, people, airlines, drugs, alcohol, stalkers, therapy, lack of therapy, relish would be truly astonishing. You will never accept any responsibility for the same reason You will never quit edibles or watch back your videos. The reality is just too horrifying, thus unacceptable. You may claim that there is nothing that can humiliate you and you are a sex kitten boss bitch, but this whole channel is about you desperately running away from shame, loneliness, rejection, and utter overwhelming dullness of your existence, and the fact you live in a dump. To be honest, though, that makes it so much more entertaining. I'm with you, Queen, to the bitter, bitter, gravy-filled end. Well, you had some good points there, Waffle. You really did. Yeah. Reality is just too horrifying for Chantal. She runs from it every chance she gets. I mean, she's got filters everywhere, inside of her head, outside of her head. She claims to be a boss and I'm comfortable in my own skin and I accept who I am. And yet she won't come on camera without a bazillion filters running. And she doesn't like people seeing her out in public. So she's kind of a walking contradiction. I'm proud of who I am. I have no shame, and yet she acts like she's completely ashamed of herself. Another one says, it's when a person is drunk and the truth comes out. You meant all of it. On hindsight, you just wish you hadn't said it because you were showing your true self and it wasn't pretty. Yeah, like she wanted to say what she wanted to say. She wanted to just let everything all hang out, but she didn't want to be judged for it. Like her deleting those lives, it had less to do with the fact of I said a bunch of bad things and I hurt a bunch of people. It had more to do with the fact of, oh, the things I said could get my channel taken away and the VIPs are going to quit. And that means less money for me. It wasn't about what I said was wrong and I acted up and I hurt people. She was protecting herself. She was protecting her channel by deleting those lives. It was about self-preservation, not about regret on hurting others. Corrupted Song says, so you didn't mean it like 2 or 3 days ago, posting a community tab post insulting that woman for getting weight loss surgery? You didn't mean the post you did today about what's wrong with you is worse than Anna? She did a post talking about EDs. I was going to cover it, but then I didn't want to trigger anybody, but she did a whole thing about that. You guys can go look at it if you want to. I don't want to be responsible for triggering people, but I will say in regards to that, Chantal, you like to pick up and put down issues when it suits you. You like to use different issues to hide behind and use as a shield. You want to use depression and mental illness and EDs as shields to explain away some of your behavior. But on that note, can I say to you, ma'am, as someone that I've got an ED in recovery, you make a big issue about that, and yet you're someone that you exploit your ED for money. All those mukbangs, you exploit your own ED for money, and you refuse to get help. So please don't expect any kind of sympathy or understanding about that when you yourself are not taking the steps to get yourself in recovery. If anything, you're basically farming out your problem for profit. Onaga says, translation, I'm sorry I took the opportunity to say stuff I've always wanted to say and use being drunk as a get out of jail free card. Since I'm not going to hate myself for it, you shouldn't hate me either. I'm not going to study the problem to do better because it may hurt my feelings. I don't think she wants to play the Cuba rage because it shows her being completely ugly to people, and she doesn't want to remind people of what was said and what was done. The new people coming to her channel that might be joining up for memberships, she doesn't want them to see that side of herself in case they don't know. Again, she's protecting her money. She doesn't want to bring up things that might damage her channel, her members, or her money. Let's see. Everybody's talking about this. One moment, please. Wait no more for Darla says, if you didn't watch the video to even know what you said, an apology is worthless. I'm not a hater. just someone who watches the drama, but it was bone chilling. You were such a lovely person the whole week. Really? And I thought I was seeing your true self, but I was wrong. It's okay. You don't owe me anything, but dang, I just believe that truth is revealed when someone loses their inhibitions. I'm sorry, wait no more. I got to disagree with you, ma'am. Uh, she wasn't peachy keen all week. As soon as she got to Cuba, she had a meltdown. And then she did those ridiculous rages. Uh, Again, those are the real Chantal. Those are the real one. Uh, that was the real her. So I have to politely disagree with you on that point. Everybody's saying, like you didn't mean the apology. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Bad Seed Maria says everyone has been there, drunk and saying mean things. In your case, you're not posting a sincere apology only proves it's a backhanded apology. Sorry, not sorry. As far as your headspace, you are still in a horrible space by continuing to support, defend, and even bone Natter. You want to lay with dogs, enjoy the fleas and ticks, while all of us here watching will continue to live an actual life and behave like adults. Sometimes something you will never achieve. She wants to wallow around in her misery. I say let her wallow around in it. I wish she would do it privately. I wish she wouldn't bring her misery on camera and put it in front of everybody and trauma dump. If she and Nader want to carry on privately, I say go for it, Chantal. But you don't have to bring it on YouTube and make it a public thing. That's where you're screwing up. Nobody needs to hear or see or know about your fights or your problems with Nader. You guys want to be a couple, go for it, but don't bring it in front of all of us. Don't involve the audience. What can we do for your situation with him? There's nothing we can do. Keep it off camera. Have an actual private life. We don't need to know about the two of you. You can choose to not tell us about it. In a minute says, at least you were finally completely honest and it only took a Cuba rage. Well, that and some alcohol. Let's see. Next comment. Let's see. More people saying that was the real you. Holly says, just a reminder of what she said to her audience. I'm going to manipulate the F out of you and you're going to eat it up and you're going to watch me. Chantal, Cuba, 2022. Yep, she said that. She said that out of her own mouth. She said it. And when she said it, I was like, wow. Wow. She just put it out there all bold and brassy like that. Let's see. More people bringing up that comment. John DeLay says, every time you are with him, you are so sad, embarrassed, and ticked off. They won't claim you and allow you to go live that you become furious with your subscribers and look for every excuse to rage at them. That should tell you everything you need to know. Why allow yourself to cater to someone who is embarrassed to claim, even as a friend, you in their life? She's got an obsession with Natter. She's obsessed with Natter because it's probably the first time in her life that somebody has actually told her no. And she's such a spoiled toddler adult that she just can't stand it. That here's something where she cannot get her way. This is something she cannot absolutely have. She thinks that she can buy people. She can buy people's feelings. She can buy their love. She can buy their connection. You can't do that with people, Chantal. No matter how much money you make on YouTube, it can't happen. You've been hanging around this dude for months. There's no love connection there. If there were, you would not have to pay him thousands of dollars just to hang out with the guy. Okay? I mean, hello, wake up. But she won't. She likes to live in her little dream world, so I say go ahead. Let's see. Lynn Z says, so have you found an apartment for Natter yet? You know, there's a rumor the two of them are looking for a place, but that's just a rumor. I can't confirm that. I really hope they get a place together. I do. I hope they get a place together and stop all this nonsense sneaking around for each other. I hope they do move in together and give each other hell. It's about time. I mean, all the lying and the sneaking around and lying to the VIBs, lying to the viewers. It's time to cut all that out. Just put everything out on the table, Chantal. We know you two are seeing each other. Just put it all the way out there. Let's see. More people saying that what she showed in Cuba was the real person. SM says, a drunk mind speaks a sober truth. You meant every word you said, and we all know it. The sad thing is, this only ends one way. You will die alone, and no one is going to miss you. No one loves you, not even your own family. Well, I'm not speaking for her family. I know that she's estranged from a lot of her family, and for good reason. But if she doesn't get herself together, she is going to end up alone. She's going to absolutely end up alone because she's not making friends along the way, and she's not inspiring friendship or love or loyalty to anyone she comes in contact with. Let's see. Baby Blue X says the stream consisted of multiple racist comments and accused Natter and Dudu of R wording you. There's just a couple of vile things and lies you told. Yes, it's a couple, and that stream went on for hours and hours. So let's see. Let's see. People saying it's a cop out. Greek Freak says it's too late to apologize anyway. The damage is already done. You've ticked off a lot of people and you will be sorry. Watch. The only thing that Chantal is ever sorry for when it comes to making live streams, the only thing she's ever sorry about is when people get mad at her and the views go down and the memberships go down and then the super chats dry up. Honestly, that's the only thing she's sorry about, when she runs her mouth and there are financial repercussions. She's never sorry about people she might offend or hurt or tick off. She's not sorry about that. She is a true narcissist. Everything is everybody else's fault. It's your fault because you didn't see it my way. She's only sorry for the financial repercussions of her actions. When she starts to drop subscribers like flies, the super chats are drying up, people start canceling their memberships. That's the only thing she's sorry for. People taking the initiative and saying, I'm out, I'm not coming back. That's the only thing she has any concern for. Catherine out of my mind says, I did not mean most of it. Very concerning that you meant some of it. It was all vile. Yes, yes to that. Natter says, tell Natter we said hello and tell him to thank you for paying for his life. Well, I'm sure he doesn't say thank you, but you know, you're speaking true. She does pay for a lot of his stuff. Let's see. All right, like more people commenting on the apology. Oh, here we go. Haven Inspiration TV says, that's because you'd actually have to be a grown up and take responsibility. You just miss your super chats. Your money well is running dry, and I love this for you. Me too. I'm loving it. Don't reward bad behavior. Chantal is far too cocky. She's getting a little bit too big for her britches. Way too big. She thinks she could just run around, do what she wants, offend people, treat her members badly, and there's no repercussions. You want to make her listen, you got to use money to do it. Hold on to your money. She'll pay attention to that. She keeps effing up and she thinks she can get away with it. We'll show her that she can't get away with it. Hit her where she pays attention, her pocketbook. And see. Stargazer says, you meant every word that you said. Alcohol just gave you the fake confidence to say it. Yep, I agree. Carrie Costello says, please, who are you kidding? You were not blackout drunk. And when have you ever gotten out of your horrible headspace? LMAO. She's been in a horrible headspace for a long time. Horrible. And you're right. She wasn't blackout drunk, because blackout drunk means, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what you're saying. You don't remember. Clearly, at the time that Chantal was drinking, she was sober enough to delete those live streams. So how blackout drunk really was she? Robin says, Natter has provided you with some validation, we see. Yeah, he always does, doesn't he? Winter Willow says, we knew you wouldn't apologize. You see nothing wrong with your behavior. The things you said were so disgusting. And the fact that you can't face yourself saying them shows you are not willing to change and don't care about anyone other than yourself. The first step in changing is facing your inner demons, and you absolutely refuse. You will never change or glow up, as you call it. You will stay stuck in your filth and anger forever. I honestly feel sorry for you. What a horrible life. It must feel awful to look in the mirror and accept this is your best self. Do better. I feel the reason why Chantal is not going to change is because her being vile and disgusting and rotten, filthy and putrid, it's too profitable for her. It's too profitable. The more outrageous she is, the more financial reward she gets for it. I honestly feel that way, that a lot of her motivation to stay rotten and putrid and rude and offensive is because the more outrageous she is, the more financial reward she gets for it. And until that financial reward is removed, she's not going to be motivated to change at all for the better. More people saying drunk mouths speak honest truths. Yep. Mad Pooper says, you're with Koki and the rules are you're not allowed to talk about him or he won't see you anymore. And by doing so, people are losing interest in your channel. So you decide to bring up Cuba to tick people off again. Can I give you guys some honest thoughts about her going to Cuba? This is just a theory, just a working theory, just as someone that I've been reacting to Chantal for a while. So Chantal was on her channel, and then she was going over to Natter's channel, and because she was at his place at the trap house and doing streams over there, Natter was getting a good amount of super chats and views, was he not? Yes, he was. And then there was that period where, because of the things that she said, well, I have filed charges on this man, which in my opinion, there were no charges. That was all nonsense. But because she created this arc where allegedly she filed charges, that meant that she could not spend time around him anymore publicly. So by doing that, she put herself and him in a box where they could not be together and he could not benefit from her presence being on his channel. So once she separated herself away from him, the super chats and the views went down for Natter. Those two have always been in contact. They've never stopped. She paid for his phone to be turned on. She never turned it off. They've been talking. Maybe they got together and said, we got to do something to drum up interest for my channel again because my views suck. Let's just create some fake drama. You go to Cuba and rage about me, and that way people will watch my channel again. I honestly feel that way. I think that a lot of the Natter drama, it was made up, it was planned to get people putting their eyes on his channel again. That whole live stream that Dee Dee did where she said Natter was arrested, that video got a tremendous amount of views, a tremendous amount. So even Dee Dee isn't on it. You know, she did this thing for Natter and she got roasted because of it because she was a liar. And I called that out in a video. Like while she was doing it, I started poking holes in all of her lies. But, you know, Chantal, Natter, Dee Dee, and they're all in talks about how to keep the interest on both channels. And Natter knows that if Foodie is not being mentioned on his channel or she's not there, the views and the super chats are going to suck. So, you know, since she can't be there physically, let's talk about him to get people going to his channel to see what's going on. Chrissy X says, spoiled bratty Chantal able to get away with whatever she chooses without consequences. Reaction channels should continuously play clips of that Cuba rant, so anytime you're on YouTube, you'll be forced to get a glimpse of it. We know you watch reaction channels. Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am, she does. Not only does she watch the reaction channels and the videos and the live streams that we do, she's over there spying and peeking at all the community posts, the Twitter. Mama is everywhere. I mean, the comments that she's made about this and that. She said, oh, I saw this and I saw that. Girl, how would you know unless you were looking? You're spying on everybody, Chantal. You just putting your nose in everybody's business. You got something to say about Monty and his panel, and Monty and his people are on his channel and they're doing their thing, and you don't like the panel and you're calling them a bunch of names. I actually enjoy Monty's panels. It's fresh, it's interesting. The viewers that are watching these reaction channels, they get a chance to voice their opinions and say what they got to say. And there's an old saying, Chantal, you don't like it, don't look. Stop spying on everybody's Twitters, their community posts, their reaction videos, their live streams, and you won't get half as mad as you get. But you just can't help but look on everybody. You seem to have a bone up your nose for Monty and for Ms. Fields. Leave them alone. They're on their channels doing their thing. Leave them alone. You know, it's ridiculous how much of a boner you got for those two. And let's see. Missing Grace says, yeah, you'll try to do better by continuing to do drugs. What a hero. Also, when are you going to lose weight? I can answer that right now. Never. Because she's not going to exercise. She's not going to decrease her portions. She's not going to eat healthy food. She's not going to burn off the calories of the stored fat that's already on her. She's just going to continue to gain weight. And that's just how it is. Janice Sithleen says, but wait, 2 days ago you claimed everyone made the stuff you set up. She can't claim that. She can't claim it. How are we making stuff up if we're playing the clips and we're reacting to what she says as she says it? Where is the lie there? Where is the made up whatever? We're just reacting to what Chantal says as she says it. You can see it coming out of her mouth. We don't make stuff up. We react to the things she says and the things she does. That's what we do here. People saying you meant every word. Fang says, I'm confused. How do you know it was the most horrible crap you've ever said if you haven't rewatched it? Answer, because she wasn't as drunk as she claimed to be while she was doing it. Simple answer. She knew exactly what she was saying when she was doing it, and as soon as she was done, she deleted it. She put on the act of being more drunk than she was just for drama. Steffi640 says, there are grandmothers your age. Drop the cool teen act. It's a bit creepy on a middle-aged woman. Yeah, the way she behaves, she's almost 40 years old, still acting like she's 16. She needs to grow up on the inside as much as the outside. Allie says, countdown to her turning off comments. She's that predictable. And that's why I'm doing this react video now, because I got a feeling this post is going to disappear because she's getting roasted so hard. That's why I'm doing it now, y'all, before she gets rid of it, before she cuts it out. So that's why I'm like jumping the gun right now. Mayor of the Gatineau Ghetto says, Chantal and Pete lean in so hard to wokeism. Anything to avoid responsibility. Yes to that, to both of those people. And let's see. Let's see. A lot of these comments are kind of the same. That's why I'm kind of skipping over them. Freya says, you deserve nothing more than matter. Not natter, matter. What a great nickname, matter. He is controlling, has anger issues, thinks all women are beneath them and treats them bad, scammer, and will wipe out financially. But you can only get someone if you pay them for services anyway. If that's the kind of person you want, you got it. Yep, she got what she paid for. She wants him. She's paying for him. She gets him. You wanted him, Chantal. You're paying for him, so you really can't complain about what you paid for. Momo says, that is who you are as a person. That's the problem. Gross, gross, gross. People saying it's a cop-out. Chris Pizzillo says, when are you two lovebirds going to go make it public? Oh, yeah, never. You know, at this point, they need to. The lies are getting kind of old and stale. People are tired of it. We're so tired of it. Just come clean and say you're seeing Natter. What's the sense of lying anymore? Let's see. Sharon Cleaner says, na 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 na, na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye. Can you just wake up and take a sleeping pill? Clean that pig pen up. Your poor cats are living in horrible conditions. You know, the thing that disturbs me the most about the villa, I don't care about Chantal if she wants to live in a landfill or even Pete's. They are adult humans. They can leave if they want to. They can clean up if they want to. The most disturbing thing is the fact that the cats are there and they can't leave. They're forced to stay there in all of that squalor and that mess. Anybody that's ever got a cat or a dog, you know that cats and dogs, sometimes they get the zoomies, right? All you pet owners, you know what I'm talking about, the zoomies. They just, get a zinger in their spine and they want to run around, act crazy. How can those poor cats even get the zoomies in that house? There's no room to run around in. There's no room. They can't run around and chase each other. It's so much garbage. Chantal, shame on you. I don't feel bad for Peter, Chantal. I feel bad for the cats because they're forced to suffer and live in neglect and squalor and filth. Let's see. Agatha says, I don't care. I'm not a VIB idiot. You want to ruin your life, go ahead. Yeah, it's her life. She can ruin it if she wants to. I just wish she would take the trauma and the drama and keep it offline. We don't need to be exposed to all that. Other people got their problems. We don't need to hear all about hers all the time. Let's see. What else we got here? You know what? I think I'll go ahead and end it here. I think we've seen enough of the comments. I just wanted to capture this before Chantal rages out and gets a bone up her nose and gets rid of it. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this react video to her community post. Take care of yourselves and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye now.